There comes a moment when one sentence rewrites your reality, not whispered in desperation, not muttered in fear, but spoken in truth, in alignment, in power, a moment when your tongue stops echoing struggle and begins declaring sovereignty, a moment when you no longer ask the world to save you, because you remember you are the speaker, the scripter, the soul with the pen, and one sentence, just one, can shift the entire symphony of your life. Picture this. A man sits at his kitchen table, his head in his hands, the light above him flickers like his hope, unpaid bills scattered like forgotten prayers. He's spoken many words before. I can't afford this. It's never enough. I'm so tired. Each sentence, a spell. Each phrase, a chain. Now watch. That same man sits taller, eyes closed, stillness in the air. His lips move, not in complaint, but in command. And something shifts, because money is not chased. It is summoned by the one who remembers their voice is divine. You've begged, you've worried, you've tried to budget miracles into your days, but have you ever commanded? Not from arrogance, but from alignment, not from force, but from faith. Florence Scovel Shinn taught, man must train his spoken word to build up, not tear down, because every word is a seed, every phrase a bridge, or a barrier. You've spoken from fear. Now, you'll speak from favor. This video, this moment, isn't about hustling harder. It's about remembering the law. What you feel deeply, you speak boldly, and what you speak, you summon. The sentence you will learn today is not magic. It is spiritual law activated through belief. It is vibration turned into language. It is heaven whispered through your own lips. We are taught to repeat what we see. Debt, delay, disappointment, but spiritual law says, speak what you desire, not what you dread. The world will tell you to get realistic. But the soul is not here for realism. It is here to create reality. And creation begins with command. There is a gate in your life, invisible but real. It does not open with effort. It opens with utterance. Not any utterance, a holy one, a bold one, a sentence shaped by truth. And that gate is about to swing wide. In this journey, I will teach you the sentence. I will show you the law behind its power. And I will walk with you through the inner rewiring it requires, because a sentence is only as strong as the soul who speaks it. And before we speak it, we must clear the static of doubt, the static of lack, the static of all the stories you were told about money and worth and not enough. You are not a beggar. You are not a struggler. You are not a victim of economic weather. You are a divine architect, and your tongue is the tool. The truth is simple. Money responds not to need, but to resonance. And resonance begins inside. This is not about positive thinking. This is not about pretending everything's fine. This is about spiritual law. And spiritual law doesn't care how long you've struggled. It only cares what you speak now, from where, and with what belief. So take a breath. Release what they told you. Forget what your past has echoed, because the sentence is coming. And when you speak it, not just with your mouth, but with your knowing, money will no longer be a stranger. It will turn, it will move, it will recognize the voice of the one who has remembered their divine right. You are about to become that one. Let us begin. There is a throne within you. It is not made of gold or stone, but of awareness, a seat of knowing, a place of divine command. And right now, many have abandoned it. They kneel before money. They chase it, beg for it, fear it, resent it, forgetting that money is not the master. It is the servant, not a cruel taskmaster, not a gatekeeper of worth, but obedient substance shaped by spiritual vibration, moved by spoken decree. Florence Scovel Shinn said, your word is your wand, not your effort, not your stress, not your history, your word. And until you sit back upon the throne of your own dominion, money will wander, unsure of your command. It waits for your certainty. See yourself now, seated in the palace of your mind, not in fantasy, but in truth. The soul's sacred chamber. Surrounding you are spiritual instruments. Faith is your scepter. Vision is your map, and your word is law. The law of the spoken word is not poetic theory. It is divine technology. What you speak from belief becomes flesh. What you declare with certainty, reality mirrors. Every phrase you release carries instruction, and money is listening. But if your word says, I never have enough, if your word says, money is hard, then money, in loyal obedience, fulfills that script. It doesn't decide, It responds, it follows the loudest vibration you carry, and the clearest command you give. So ask yourself, what have you been saying? Not just aloud, but in the secret chambers of your self-talk. Have you said, I don't know how I'll make it? Have you said, maybe I'm not meant to be wealthy? These are not just thoughts, they are blueprints, and money reads blueprints like sacred code. Today, you return to power. Today, you rise from spiritual amnesia. You are not a beggar in the house of abundance. You are its architect. Stand in the mirror of your soul and declare, I do not chase money, I summon it by law. Say it with breath. Say it with belief. Say it until your cells align. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. This is not fantasy. This is frequency. You are the vessel through which divine supply flows. When you speak lack, you block the river. When you speak truth, you open the floodgates. Money has no will of its own. It does not choose favorites. It chooses frequencies. It arrives where it's welcomed with clarity and conviction. Imagine again. You are in that throne room. You lift your scepter. You speak with holy certainty. I am wealth in motion. I command provision by divine law. I am not beneath money. Money is beneath me. And with those words, your atmosphere changes. You no longer react. You create. No more fear when a bill arrives. No more shrinking when opportunity knocks. No more playing small in the presence of greatness. You are greatness, and money recognizes its master. Now, let's ground this power with a spiritual tool. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, visualize light swirling around your throat, clearing old patterns. Exhale doubt, inhale dominion. Now repeat, I do not chase money, I summon it by law. My word is my wand. My voice is the gate. Money moves where I say so. Let this become your new spiritual reflex. Not just in meditation, but in conversation. Speak it when you feel fear rise. Speak it when the world tries to define you. You are not defined by the numbers in your bank account. You are defined by the truth you speak and the vibration you hold. Money is not the master. It never was. It is the echo. You are the origin, and every time you speak with divine authority, you are not just calling in money, you are restoring your throne. From this point on, let your words rise like sacred declarations. Let your language be a home where abundance feels safe to enter. Let your voice be the bridge between heaven's supply and earth's form. You've remembered. You've reclaimed. And now, you will command. Let us now move deeper into the next sacred principle. Because if your word has this much power, what happens when you pair it with unshakable belief? Let's walk into that truth together. There is a whisper inside you, a quiet voice, so soft you barely notice it, yet it is shaping your life like wind shapes mountains. This voice doesn't shout, it doesn't beg for attention, but every word it speaks becomes law in your world. I can't afford that. Money disappears as soon as I get it. Rich people are just lucky. You've heard these phrases. Maybe you've said them. Maybe you were raised on them, and without knowing it, you planted those words like seeds in the garden of your spirit. You watered them with repetition. You fed them with emotion, and they grew, not into flowers, not into trees of wealth, but into thorns of limitation. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that your word is your wand, but few realize that their wand has been casting spells of lack, not abundance. This is the law of substitution. You cannot speak of struggle and expect ease. You cannot affirm lack and walk into overflow. Every time you say, I never have enough, you're placing an order with the universe, and the universe, so obedient, so precise, fulfills your spoken request, not because you are cursed, but because you are powerful. Your words are creative instruments. Every sentence holds a vibration, and every vibration instructs matter. Now pause, breathe. Remember a time when you heard someone you loved speak in fear, a parent stressing over unpaid bills, a mother whispering, we can't afford that right now, a father sighing, money is always tight. You didn't just hear their words, you absorbed their vibration, you inherited their inner dialogue, but you are not required to repeat it. You can rewrite the script. Close your eyes and see this, a garden of divine possibility, rich soil waiting for your instruction. Each word you speak is a seed. What are you planting? Will you plant thorns of worry, or blooms of abundance? Say it with me now. From now on, I will speak only what I wish to see. That is the voice of spiritual maturity. That is the language of divine partnership. That is the vibration that draws wealth from unseen realms. Do not curse your harvest and expect it to bless you. Do not speak drought and pray for rain. Bless your finances. Bless your wallet. Bless your bank account, even if it's nearly empty. Why? Because your words are spiritual containers, and empty containers can still be filled if they are blessed. Every time you say, I am open to overflow, you remove the weeds. Every time you declare, money is a loyal servant to my highest good, you plant a new seed. So speak with sacred care. Whisper only what you want to bloom. Command only what aligns with your divine design. Let your inner dialogue become your soul's ally. Let your words rise like prayers that never return void. The voice within is not your enemy. It is your tool, but you must train it. You must teach it the language of heaven. And when you do, when you align your speech with spirit, money no longer resists you. It recognizes you. It responds to you. Because you have become one with the law. And now, the garden is shifting. The soil is listening. Your seeds are speaking. Your abundance is near. There is a way the soul speaks when it remembers who it is. Not with trembling lips. Not with a bowed head. Not with the language of desperation, but with authority. With poise, with sacred fire rising behind every word. You are not meant to beg life to be kind to you. You are meant to command your life into alignment, because you are not the servant. You are the high priest. You are the spiritual sovereign of your inner temple. Florence Scovel Shinn said, your word is your wand. But a wand only responds to the hand that holds it with certainty. A declaration only moves mountains when it is spoken from the mountaintop. Let me show you the difference. One soul prays, please God, just help me pay my bills this month. If you could just, please, open a door. I don't know what else to do. Another soul prays, Father within, I thank you for the provision already moving toward me. I am guided, covered, supplied. I command divine channels to open now. I receive. Same desire. Different vibration. The first prays from the ground. The second speaks from the throne. And the throne is not a place. It is a posture. It is where your soul sits when it remembers its inheritance. You are not here to grovel at the feet of the universe. You are here to partner with it, to co-create with it, to speak and see your word become flesh. So today, stand taller, in spirit. Speak with the tongue of a commander. Say this with presence. I speak from power. I do not ask, I declare. This is the law of command. It is not arrogance. It is not force. It is divine alignment. You are not demanding from the outside world. You are aligning your inner world, and what is within must reflect without. When you beg, you activate lack. When you declare, you activate law. Look at your life temple. The thoughts echoing through your inner sanctuary. Are they royal or regretful? Are they certain or scattered? You are the high priest or priestess of that sacred space. You set the vibration. You anoint the atmosphere. You decide what is permitted to live and grow there. But the power only awakens when you stop whispering weakness, when you stop treating your prayers like lottery tickets, when you stop speaking as if you are undeserving of glory. Journal on this. Where am I still speaking like I'm unworthy? Maybe it's in how you talk about money, or how you describe your dreams, or how you speak about your value. Now choose to rise, even if your knees shake, even if doubt lingers. Even if you don't feel like a queen or king just yet, you speak, not from how you feel, but from who you are. You declare not based on what you see, but based on what is unseen and already done in spirit. Visualize this. You, seated on a golden throne within your soul, the winds of divine order swirling around you, your words, like royal scrolls released into the universe, and every command you speak creates movement. Invisible forces rearrange, doors open without knocking, provision rushes without effort, because you remembered the truth, that your word is law when it flows from divine alignment, that heaven does not respond to pleading, it responds to power. So step into that power now. Feel the crown of clarity rest upon your mind. Feel your shoulders roll back with the dignity of spiritual remembrance. Say it again. I speak from power. I do not ask, I declare. From this moment forward, your language will reflect your royalty. Your prayers will become proclamations. Your commands will carry creative fire, because the throne was never out there. It was always inside you, waiting, ready. Now that you are seated in your authority, we move to the next sacred key. A sentence, just one that turns all energy in your favor. A sentence that money recognizes like a loyal servant, hearing its master's voice. Let's unlock it. There is a law, older than time. A law that does not blink, does not hesitate, does not forget. It never sleeps. It never judges. It simply fulfills. This is the law of cause and effect. The invisible blueprint beneath every experience, the silent architect of your results, the unseen contract between your word and your world. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that your word is your wand, but she also taught us that your word is your seed. Every word planted, whether in fear or faith, grows. It cannot not grow, because divine law does not care if you spoke it in frustration, in sarcasm, in play. The law receives your word as a holy order. It does not decode tone. It does not filter emotion. It only mirrors that say, I never have enough, and the law delivers more lack. Say, money flows to me, and the law rearranges the heavens to make it so. It is not magic, it is mechanical. It is not emotional, it is exact. You are not punished by this law. You are partnered with it. It does not ask if you are worthy. It asks only, what did you send? Imagine the universe as a flawless postal system. Your words are the address. Your emotions are the postage. Your expectations are the tracking number. Once you speak, it ships, and it will arrive. Not maybe, not someday, but in perfect rhythm with the seed you sent. So what are you mailing out into the cosmos? Bills, burdens, delays, or blessings, breakthroughs, and overflow. Your mouth is the printing press of your future. Your conversations are your cosmic signatures, Florence said. Man must prepare for the thing he has asked for when there isn't the slightest sign of it in sight. Why? Because divine law is already at work. The moment you speak with faith, the machinery of heaven begins to turn. Speak this now with reverence. Every word I speak is a divine instruction. I speak with holy intention. Say it again. Let it settle into the chambers of your soul. Every word I speak is a divine instruction. I speak with holy intention. This is how you begin to master your field. You become the conductor of a divine orchestra. You do not play every instrument. You command the harmony with a single gesture. That gesture is your word. And the orchestra, ever listening, responds. Not later, now. Even when the result is unseen, it is unfolding. Even when silence surrounds you, the echo has already been sent. Visualize this with clarity. Your next word leaves your lips as a golden decree. It rises, wrapped in light. It travels beyond clouds, beyond time, beyond fear, and it reaches the sacred halls of return. There, no command is lost, no whisper is wasted, no decree is denied. You are always speaking into the field of the infinite. Even in complaint, even in gossip, even in small talk, the law listens. So become intentional, become reverent, become awake. If you wouldn't want to live inside it, don't say it. If it doesn't bless your future, don't stamp it with your voice. This is not fear-based restriction. This is power-based alignment. You are not here to monitor every syllable with panic. You are here to honor your words with purpose. Your voice is the key that opens gates. Your decree is the soil where destiny roots itself. This is the law that never sleeps. It is your silent ally, your invisible servant, your eternal witness. So speak now as one who knows their power. Speak as one who trusts the system. Speak as one who no longer fears the unseen because they know the unseen has already heard. Let this be your practice today. Before every sentence, pause. Ask your heart, is this what I want more of? If yes, speak it. If not, bless it and let it pass. You are not just creating a moment. You are creating a momentum. And momentum, in spiritual law, becomes manifestation. So rise in your language. Rebuild your reality with new syllables. Reconstruct your atmosphere with sacred sound, for the law is still listening. The divine postmaster is still delivering, and your next word is already on its way home. Now that you know, the law responds. Without sleep, let us take one step deeper. Let us speak the sentence that shifts your inner code and invites wealth to follow, like a magnet obeying its charge. It's time to awaken that sacred line. Let's reveal it. There is one sentence that calls to the treasury of heaven, not in whispers of desperation, but in bold rhythm, like a royal decree etched into the ethers. It is not a question. It is not a plea. It is a spiritual command that opens hidden gates, and when spoken from the throne of belief, it moves mountains no eye has seen. Here it is. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. Pause, let it breathe in your bones. You are not just reciting. You are summoning. You are commanding your inheritance to rise. Let us walk through it not like students of language, but students of divine power. Infinite Spirit, you are not speaking to man. You are not calling to luck. You are addressing the sacred current that formed the stars and breathed galaxies into motion. Infinite Spirit is not limited by your bank account or market conditions. It is the eternal supply itself. Your source is not a job. It is not a person. Your source is infinite, unbound, always overflowing. Open the way. This is no passive hoping. This is a divine instruction. You are not asking the road to clear. You are parting the Red Sea with your voice. You are commanding obstacles, visible and invisible, to dissolve. Fear moves aside, delay bends its knee, stagnation crumbles, and the way that seemed closed now glows with golden light. For my immediate supply, not next year, not when the economy gets better, not when you feel more ready. Now, this is the law of divine timing. When spoken from faith, it collapses time. Supply does not need time, it needs authority. And, when you speak with trust, it answers immediately, often in ways that surpass logic and bypass struggle. Let all that is mine by divine right, not what belongs to another, not what you must steal or strive for, but what has your name on it, your divine right, what your soul already claimed in the silence before birth, what God already declared good and placed on your path, and if it is truly yours, no force can keep it from you. Now reach me. This is sacred permission. To receive, to be found by good, to be magnetized to miracles without guilt or hesitation. Many have no problem asking, but few allow themselves to receive. This line is the gate where receiving begins, with arms wide, open, and heart free of resistance, in great avalanches of abundance, not drops, not drips, avalanches, floods, overflow. When Infinite Spirit sends supply, it does not trickle, it thunders, it roars. It comes from unseen mountains and pours into your world with grace and glory. Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to stand still and declare it true. Repeat after me slowly, with reverence, with power. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. Feel it echo through your being. See it leave your lips like a golden decree. Watch it rise into the invisible realm, where angels, laws, and forces greater than you now go to work. Picture it. Waves of gold rolling down from mountains not seen by the human eye. Your words are the switch. Your faith is the funnel. And the supply already exists. It is waiting for your voice to say now. Say this sentence every morning, not with begging energy, but with the dignity of one who remembers who they are. You are not a beggar in the courts of heaven. You are a divine heir, a soul with royal authority, and this sentence is your staff, your scepter, your sacred key. Let it become your morning breath. Let it sit in your journal like a flame, and if you feel the doubt rise, remind yourself, every word I speak is a divine instruction. I speak with holy intention. The universe is not asleep, it is listening, and it always delivers what has been stamped by your words. So speak with trust, receive with joy, and prepare, because the avalanche is already on its way. There is a silent sanctuary within you, a place no one sees but everyone feels. It is here, in the deep garden of the soul, where your true financial story is written. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the subconscious mind, not the surface thinker, not the voice of logic, but the hidden scribe who records your dominant beliefs and translates them into your visible world. Every word you speak, every feeling you allow, every image you rehearse silently, all of it is planted in this soil, and what grows from it becomes your life. If you've struggled with lack, fear, delay, or limitation, it's not because you are unworthy, it's because old seeds were planted when you weren't watching. Now, it is time to tend the garden, to reprogram the inner temple with the most sacred decree of wealth. Repeat it with reverence. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. This sentence is not a wish. It is a divine command, a spiritual password spoken in the language the subconscious understands: imagery, emotion, repetition, authority. You must speak it when the veil is thin, when the conscious mind is quiet and the gate to the temple is open. That time is just before sleep and immediately upon waking. These are the hours when your words carry weight, when your voice becomes law, when the seed is planted directly into the field of creation. So every night, before you surrender to sleep, close your eyes and whisper the sentence into your own soul. Feel it, don't just say it. Visualize each word writing itself into the soil of your being, like golden scripture. Lines of light engraving truth upon truth inside the dark garden of the subconscious. Do not just speak, declare. Do not just hope, feel. I speak the sentence, I feel the sentence, I become the sentence. Repeat this rhythm until it becomes your inner music. Let it echo through every hallway of your mind until lock no longer finds a place to live. You are not begging, you are reauthoring. You are not asking, you are realigning with your original design. Supply is not a future event. It is a spiritual law waiting for the right inner conditions. And the subconscious is the switch. When it agrees, the world obeys. Florence said, your word is your wand. But what she truly meant is that your belief-filled word is your wand. It must be spoken from the temple, not the terrace. From the heart, not just the lips. So build a daily ritual, one that creates consistency between your inner and outer world. Morning, before touching your phone, before touching fear, speak the sentence aloud. Feel it like sunlight entering your soul. Let the tone of your voice be calm, trusting, and certain. Night, as you prepare for rest, place one hand over your heart and one over your solar plexus. Whisper the sentence. Then visualize golden waves flowing across your inner world, mountains of provision melting into rivers of ease, unseen hands clearing the path, making crooked places straight. This is not make-believe, this is spiritual engineering. Then write this question in your journal. What would it feel like if this sentence were already true? Let your pen become prophecy. Describe the texture of your abundance, the emotions of your freedom, the peace in your chest when the money comes before the worry, the quiet joy of overflow with no chase. Each day, your words will shape the soil. Each night, your vision will water the seed. And soon, what once felt like fantasy will become the firm foundation beneath your feet. This is how we reprogram the inner temple, not through force, but through faith, not through fear, but through the fire of holy repetition. You do not need to control the outcome. You only need to hold the sentence. Return to it. Recommit to it. Remind the garden that you are the sewer now, and as you plant in spirit, supply will rise in substance. Avalanches don't announce themselves. They descend suddenly, completely, without hesitation. So too shall your blessings come. Let this sacred sentence become your sunrise and your lullaby. Your wealth is waiting at the gate. Your word is the key. There is a moment in every soul's journey where nothing seems to shift. You've said the words, you've made the declaration, you've planted the seed, and yet, the world around you looks unchanged. This is the valley of doubt, a place where many turn back, a sacred test hidden in silence. But hear this, your results do not speak for the truth, your consistency does. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that a powerful word is only as effective as the unwavering faith behind it. The law of persistence is not glamorous, it's not loud, but it is divine, and those who obey it are the ones who break free. Inconsistency is not a character flaw. It is spiritual sabotage wearing the mask of fatigue. It whispers, this isn't working. Maybe I said it wrong. Maybe this isn't for me. And with each whisper, the frequency of your decree weakens. Not because the sentence lacks power, but because the soul stopped tuning in. Imagine this. You're a radio. Your sentence is a signal. Every time you speak it with belief, the frequency sharpens. Your alignment becomes clearer. Your spiritual antenna rises. But when you doubt, when you skip, when you get bored, it's like turning the dials slightly off. Static replaces clarity. The transmission is interrupted. The universe is not ignoring you. It is simply echoing back your most consistent vibration. So ask yourself, what are you truly broadcasting? Is it conviction or convenience? Is it truth or temporary emotion? The law of vibration does not bend to mood swings. It obeys your dominant frequency, and consistency is the tuning fork of manifestation. You must become immovable in your declaration, whether it rains or shines, whether the bills stack or the blessings flow, whether you feel like it or not. Speak the sentence. even in silence, even when the world mocks your faith, even when fear rises like fog. Say it anyway, because each repetition is not for the world, it's for your soul. It's for the subconscious gardener who needs time to let the seed root before fruit appears. Declare, my word remains strong through silence, delay, or fear. Let that be your new inner law. No more spiritual laziness disguised as rest. No more letting doubt edit your decree. No more watering down your power because of visible delay. Your destiny is not up for debate, but it is up for daily decision. So here is your tool, set to sacred alarms. Name them. I plant my wealth. 1. At sunrise. 1. Before sleep. When the alarm rings, you pause, you place your hand on your heart, you close your eyes, and you speak, Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. Let it not just be words. Let it be your spiritual stance. Let it be the rhythm of your being. This is how you defeat the curse of inconsistency, not with emotion, but with sacred routine. Consistency is not rigid. It is radiant. It is the slow-burning fire that melts through walls the eye cannot see. You may not see change on day 3 or day 13, but that doesn't mean the soil isn't moving. It means the roots are digging deeper, making space for something larger than your current life can hold. Speak this to yourself. I remain aligned even when nothing seems to change. Let that be your soul's compass. Let that be your answer to every doubt, delay, or distraction. You are not repeating the sentence to convince the universe. You are repeating it to convert yourself, to transmute the old self that gave up, to awaken the divine self that never does. Florence said that faith without works is dead, and your work is not effort. It is constancy. It is divine reliability. It is you showing up for your miracle before it shows up for you. So decide now. You will no longer wait to feel worthy. You will no longer make consistency conditional. You will anchor your word in sacred rhythm. Because what you anchor, the universe mirrors. You are the divine radio. The sentence is your signal. Tune in. Stay locked. Broadcast abundance until the world cannot help but respond. And as you master this holy consistency, the veil will lift, the delay will dissolve, the curse will break, and you will see that nothing was ever denied. Only delayed until your spirit was steady enough to hold it. Now, let's rise into the final law. The one that seals your sentence in spiritual gold. The law that calls all things into completion. You are no longer waiting, you are walking, not toward the blessing but from it. Because what you seek is already yours. And now, you must walk as if you've already received it. This is not delusion. This is divine law. The law of assumption. The law of embodiment. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that you must act as if you have already received, not beg, not plead, but assume, stand, claim. This is the silent gate of destiny. The soul does not receive what it desires. It receives what it embodies. You don't become wealthy by fixing poverty. You become wealthy by abandoning the identity of lack. Hear this deeply. Identity is the womb of manifestation. And when the identity shifts, the results have no choice but to follow. You are not trying to get rich. You are remembering that you already are. The invisible reality is the only reality, and until you believe within, you will never see without. So pause, close your eyes, and see yourself, not as someone who is hoping, but as someone who is already holding. See your back straight, your spirit serene, your eyes soft with trust, your smile resting in certainty. This is what it looks like when the soul knows, when the word has been spoken and sealed. Now ask, what would someone who already received do today? How would they rise? How would they speak? What thoughts would they no longer entertain? They wouldn't rush. They wouldn't grasp. They wouldn't doubt. They would walk in rhythm with the divine orchestra of perfect timing. Their wealth is no longer a wish. It is a vibration, a frequency, a way of breathing. Let this be your reframe. You are not on your way. You are on your path, and the path of one who has already received looks very different. They say grace before the harvest. They give thanks before the door opens, because they understand the unseen comes before the seen. Let this be your new declaration. I walk in rhythm with wealth. I expect divine demonstration. Say it slowly. Let it ring in your chest like a sacred bell. Let it overwrite the voice that says, not yet. Let it silence the whisper of, what if it doesn't happen? Because when you walk as the one who has already received, the universe begins to mirror you. Opportunities appear. Paths unlock. People shift. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. Let me offer you a story. A woman lived in daily fear of not having enough. Every time she paid a bill, she clenched. Every time she bought food, she worried. Her heart was trained in lack. Her identity was rooted in survival. But one day, she heard a truth, that abundance is not achieved, it is aligned. And to align, she had to change not her bank account, but her being. So she began to give thanks before there was more. She began to bless her wallet even when it was nearly empty. She began to dress, walk, and speak as if supply was overflowing. And slowly, the world changed, because she changed first. You must do the same. No more waiting for evidence to believe. The belief is the evidence, the walk is the proof. So walk through your day today with quiet confidence. Smile when the bill arrives. Bless the door as you leave your home. Speak gently to yourself. Stop checking your results, start checking your rhythm. Does your energy say lack or overflow? Does your posture say panic or peace? You are not faking it, you are forming it, and your identity is the mold through which heaven pours its wealth. Try this sacred tool. Each morning before you rise, visualize yourself walking through your life glowing. See your spiritual bank full. See people smiling at your peace. See your path opening with every step. And say softly to yourself, it is done. I am the one who has already received. Let that be your compass. Let that be your robe. Walk through your home like it's a palace. Speak to your reflection like your royalty. Because your world will rise to meet the shape of your self-concept. Not your hope, not your effort, but your embodiment. Florence said, the invisible forces are ever working for the man who is always pulling the strings himself. You pull the strings through consciousness, through inner certainty, through the decision to never again walk like one who is waiting. Walk now, as the one who has already received, cause you have, and the world will prove it. Now step with me into the sacred conclusion, where all your laws converge, where every seed you've planted begins to bloom, where wealth is no longer a pursuit but a state you live from. This is not a test. This is not a wish. This is alignment. For 7 sacred days, you will speak as one with the law. You will no longer hope for proof. You will no longer pray from absence. You will declare from the mountain of knowing. This is your 7-day sentence challenge. 7 dawns, 7 dusks, 1 sentence, spoken aloud, spoken rhythmically, spoken as law. Every morning when the veil is thin and the world is still, you will rise and speak. Every night, when the stars hang like silent witnesses, you will declare again, not as a plea, not as a guess, but as one who knows the universe responds to certainty. The sentence is not just words, it is vibration, it is alignment, it is command. You may choose the sentence you've been guided to throughout this journey. Let it be the one that echoes, with truth in your spirit. It might be, I walk in rhythm with wealth. I expect divine demonstration. Or my word remains strong through silence, delay, or fear. Or I do not test the law. I obey the law. But once you choose, there is no turning back. You will not skip a day. You will not let your emotions interfere. Because this isn't about feeling ready. It's about becoming steady. Inconsistency is the shadow that haunts so many powerful souls. They speak one day, then doubt the next. They decree in joy but fall silent in delay. But you are not here to repeat that old cycle. You are here to seal your energy in sacred rhythm, to carve a new pattern into the walls of your subconscious, to walk through the silent gate of destiny with your head held high. You will track your journey. Draw 7 golden circles on a sheet of paper. Label them day 1 through day 7. Or, use the sacred calendar of your phone. Mark each day with light. After each declaration, journal for 5 minutes. Not to explain, not to doubt, but to anchor. Ask yourself, how did I feel as I spoke this sentence today? What would my life look like if this sentence was already true? Write from embodiment. Write from vision. Write as the one who has already received. Let this practice be your soul's compass. Let it rewire your inner speech. Let it call your divine inheritance out of hiding. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You don't need signs or confirmations. You only need a willing heart. Say the sentence while brushing your teeth. Say it in the car. Say it with your hand over your heart. Say it with your feet in the soil. But say it. This is not about begging the universe. This is about becoming its co-creator. This is about tuning into the divine orchestra and singing your part without hesitation. If fear arises, let it pass like a cloud. If doubt whispers, answer with faith. If nothing seems to change, say it louder. Because you are not speaking to change the world. You are speaking to change your inner world. And from that shift, all things unfold. The law does not respond to partial devotion. It responds to spiritual discipline, to unwavering alignment, to the sacred boldness of one who refuses to bow to circumstance. Let this sentence become your sword and your shelter. Let it slice through every lie that says you are unworthy, behind, or forgotten. Let it remind you of who you've always been. I do not test the law, I obey the law. Let that be your anchor, because obedience to the law is not blind submission. It is wise alignment. It is sacred knowing. It is the fastest path to demonstration. On day 1, you will feel the shift begin. By day 3, you will feel your posture change. By day 5, you will speak with deeper authority. And by day 7, the inner gates will open. Not because magic happened, but because you became consistent with your divine power. This is your time. Your decree is waiting. Your calendar is glowing with 7 golden chances. Now, speak, and do not stop.